Hi again, and welcome to WebRTC Insights. We're going to look today at release notes 117. First, let's see where we are. Philip?
Right, so we are after the summer, so M117 is going to come up and it's going to be released on September 12th. It's an early stable release, but it's not quite clear what that means. But from what I've seen, it's less than 100%. So it's very, very little. Maybe it's something internal to Google, but it's not explained in the process docs.
Okay, and then we're back to the monthly cadence.
Yes.
Okay. And as usual, we have the question, is it more features or more stability? And
Well, I would call it a feature release, just because we didn't
we
have a
have
feature
a
release.
feature.
Yes, we
Because we
have
have
a
a
feature.
Yes, so it's more of a feature release and not stability. Okay.
Yes. And
Which
it's a
gets
feature
us
I
to...
care about.
Mhm. Okay. So the things we need to
So,
investigate is that feature.
yes, the RTP header extension control API, which has been a thing which has been in the works for quite a while. Google wanted to do it in 2020, but then there was this pandemic thing, which threw everything, all the plans off. And it is an API that gives you more control over what header extensions you want to enable or disable. And if you look at it, you can achieve much of what it does with STP munging or STP manipulation, but this one is giving you more control. So you can enable some features which are not enabled by default with it, which is a good thing.
Okay, and I guess we talked about it a lot in the last few months. First of all, in the WebRTC Insights issues, every time that something popped up, because it's important to you. And the other place is in the high-level protocols course, we actually went through all of the, I guess, more than 10 header extensions, explaining why they are there, why they are used for, and in some cases that you can only do that from the server because Chrome doesn't enable that by default.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And we see a lot of munching related to header extensions, and ideally we can stop doing that.
Okay. So after we celebrated our feature release,
Yes.
what are the things that we need to be aware of?
There was a PSA about WebRTC now mixing all audio receive streams, which sounds like a great idea in general, but it's really an old, unknown or hidden feature of WebRTC that if you receive many connections and audio on many connections, it only mixes the instantly loudest 3 of them. That behavior has been there forever. It was a decision probably done 15 years ago. And this worked on small conferences. Back, 10 years ago, we had a maximum of 12 people in a WebRTC call. These days, we have hundreds. And WebRTC only mixed the loudest 3 of them. And some servers decided to only forward 3. And now it's going to mix everything it gets, which may not
Eat
have
up
any
CPU
effect.
or whatever.
It may eat up CPU. It may end up increasing the noise level if you add more sources to the mixing. So make sure to test this.
Okay. The next thing?
The other thing is really about statistics. We had this getstats thing, encoder implementation unknown included, and data channel identifier of -1, and these two are gone. Shouldn't impact you, but for example, if you're looking at this field like test.tc probably does, then you should take a look if everything still works as expected for you.
Yep.
And the last thing is the callback-based getstats is now deprecated and is actually unshipping in this release, unless you're part of the Origin trial, which gives you a few more months. But we're finally getting rid of that old stuff.
Party. But again, we need to wait a few more months until it gets dead, killed, gone.
Yes, yes. In a few months, there's going to be a big party removing all the old code.
Okay. And the things we need to disregard this time.
The extra usages of the video content type RTP extensions are gone, and Google specified this non-standard extension, and then they added some non-standard fields to it, which were related to experiments, and now it's doing what the documentation in the LibRTC repository says it does.
Okay. And the other thing you need to disregard, but I think it's interesting.
Well, it's interesting in terms of process.
Yes, because we have an internal API called SendRTP. The interface is changing, which means if we're using things in the browsers, we don't care. But if we're using the native library and we're putting our hands into the code to get lower level access, it might actually hurt us.
Yes. Yes. Even though this one is so low level that you shouldn't be touching it directly, but you might. So there's a PSA sent out. Yep. We're going to break this. Boom.
And it shows that Google does what Google does best, which is take code and refactor it all the time over and over and over again.
Yes. Yes. This particular one is changing an interface that's taking a pointer and a size. And we have more modern types for that in C++.
Okay. I guess I like the refactoring thing. It causes headaches for everyone, but at the end of the day, we get better code.
Yes, yes. A lot of my commits are related to refactorings like this.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we're going to expect and see in 117. And let's wait to see what happens next month. Bye.